Welcome to the 15th installment of Okuni Jiman. I love my hometown. My name is Mas Watanabe, and I am a member of the organizing committee. And in this episode, we will cover Gifu Prefecture, in particular, the city of Takayama. First of all, I would like to make an apology. We had some last-minute unforeseeable chain of events, and we had to change the program a little. So tonight, instead of having somebody else work as a navigator or host the event, I will be doing that. So I will be giving a brief introduction about Takayama and run some videos. But fortunately, we actually have Shiho Inoue. Hi, Shiho. I don't know if any of you remember her, but she hosted our 6th episode on Ehime Prefecture. So, Shiho-san, konbanwa.
Konbanwa.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
I'm Shiho Inoue.
Yeah. Actually, Shiho was born and raised in Takayama.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to she'll be giving some insight and some perspectives about the city from the residents' point of view.
Yeah.
So yeah, could you explain a little bit about your connection with Takayama, Shiho?
Well, I was born, as you say, I was born in Takayama until I was 18. And my family are still living in Takayama. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you do go there quite often?
Once a year, though.
Just once a year.
I wish I could go there more, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's a question. What do you remember fondly about growing up in Takayama? What were the things that you really enjoyed doing?
Enjoy?
Or
I remember the most is the snow.
Okay. Yeah.
Snow and snow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we get a lot of snow in winter.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of shoveling every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of work, but it's kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
And food.
And food too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every region had their specialties. So
right.
And I've been to Takayama a few times when I lived in Kanazawa. In case everybody remembers, I did the first Okuni Jiman presentation featuring Ishikawa Prefecture. It's actually relatively close. And there's some similarities with the culture and I think the people's attitude as well there too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of influence from those areas. Yeah.
Yeah. So so let's just keep the conversation going. I'm sure. Please feel free to join in the conversation. Make corrections. Make sure I'm not saying the wrong things. Okay. All right. So okay. So we got more people coming in, and I'll start the presentation by introducing where Takayama is and some general information. So before that, I just want to ask you, please make sure if you're just viewing this to mute your microphone. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to use the chat function on the Zoom app. All right? じゃあよろしくお願いします。So I am going to, sorry. All right, so I'll start the slide presentation. Welcome to Hida Takayama. I guess this is taken during the winter time. And as Shiho has made, they get a lot of snow during the winter time.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so let's just give you where is it in proximity within Japan. Takayama, or Gifu Prefecture in general, is located between Tokyo and Kyoto. And Gifu is actually broken down into 2 regions. You have Mino to the south and Hida to the north. And where Takayama is located is located on the north part in Hida area. So a lot of times the Takayama is actually called Hida Takayama quite a bit. So you see both Takayama and Hida Takayama. Okay, but it's in the north. And let's look at the transportation. If you look at it very carefully, they don't have any bullet trains. The blue and the white lines represent the Shinkansen, the bullet train that runs between Tokyo and Kyoto. Takayama just has this single local railway line, and it's actually because where it's located at, it's on a plateau surrounded three sides by mountains. It's rather inaccessible area. And they do have a railway through there, but before, let's say, modernization of Japan, goods have to be transported through river valleys and passes. So it's a very, very, even though it's located in the central part of Japan, it looks quite isolated. So the railway lines are, I don't think they were able to build something that goes east-west, but lately they've been able to build expressways, bore through the mountains. And there are highways now that you could take from Tokyo, for example, directly to Takayama. Okay, and now if you take the trains, for example, this is about the approximate time you'll take to get there. Just to give you a reference, it takes less than 3 hours to get from Tokyo to Osaka, but even Takayama is much shorter distance as the crow flies. It takes about 4 hours to 4.5 hours to get there. And you have to change trains once or twice to get there. But as I mentioned before, they do have the express highways now. And actually, another option that you might consider if you wanted to go to Takayama is to take the express bus. And right now, both from Tokyo and Osaka, there are express buses running daily, several buses per day that would take you directly to Takayama. So I would recommend considering that maybe next time if you had a chance to visit to take the express bus for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's actually quite cheaper than taking the trains. Number two, you don't have to change stations or anything like that. And number three, you could probably carry more luggages in the bus underneath the seats. They have a lot of space for luggages. So the only catch might be is that a Shinkansen bullet train might travel 300 kilometers an hour, but with express buses, of course, they go a little bit slower. So it takes a little bit longer time, so 5.5 hours. But again, this is an option that you might consider doing if you decide to travel to Takayama. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the city of Takayama itself. The area is almost 2,200 square kilometers, which is very large. In fact, this is the largest municipality currently in Japan, the largest city or largest town or villages. And just to give you a reference, Metro Vancouver is about 2,900. And but in Metro Vancouver, there's a couple of areas north of the North Shore that's unincorporated. Well, people don't live there anymore because you're on the side of the mountains. So really, the city itself is about the size of Metro Vancouver. And it is actually bigger than Osaka and Kagawa prefectures, as well, and about the equal size as Tokyo. So it's a big area. But bear in mind, you got about 15 million people living in Tokyo and about 9 million in Osaka and just under 1 million people in Kagawa. And the Takayama's population is only about 82,000 people. The reason it's such a big city is because Takayama used to be a much smaller city, but starting from about 40 years ago, the Japanese government started encouraging local municipalities to merge into a bigger municipality for better services. Of course, the population in the regional areas have been declining. So municipalities were urged to sort of merge with each other. And I believe back in 2005, Takayama merged with about a dozen or so villages and towns surrounding the city. So it's a big area city, but it's actually the people living there. It's actually very, very sparse, and approximately about 90% of the arable land within the city is forest. The industry that they have, agriculture, it's traditionally an area where they get lots of vegetables. My understanding is that they're raising a lot of fruits right now, timber for obvious reasons. And through timber, historically, it's been a very, very strong area for woodwork and metalwork because there used to be a lot of mining there. So there was a gold mine, silver mine, a copper mine. So, of course, they had artisans who were able to make crafts out of that. And recently, of course, tourism, as Takayama is one of the, I guess, a well-known destination for both domestic and international travelers. Another interesting fact, Takayama, I think if everybody knows, even the basic Japanese, Takayama means big mountain. But the name origin of the area was not Takayama, it's actually Tagayama, which is derived from a shrine based out of what is now Osaka. But for some reason, it's been sort of like morphed into the word Takayama. Okay. And historically, people have been there for a very, very long time. And during the Edo era beginning, there was a family called the Kanamori clan, which ruled the early Edo era. But in 1692, the Kanamori clan was asked, well, they were forced to move out, or they were forced to relocate to another a vassal, another part of the country. And the Edo government decided to rule the Takayama area on its own, by themselves. And I think the reason behind that is because Takayama had a vast resources of lumber and minerals, in which I think the government wanted, the central government wanted more control. Mm-hmm. So for these areas, from that time on, the Edo government would appoint magistrates or governors. Usually they are people who were loyal to the Tokugawa family. And they would be appointed, they would be sent off to the Takayama area, where they would be, the next slide here, and there would be an administrative building, a residence building for these governors. And the one in Takayama, which is called Takayama Jinya, by the way, there's these administrative buildings all over Japan. And this is the last surviving one, with some of the buildings still, it goes back to the history about 200 years ago, the last remaining one. So this is a very popular tourist place for the city. And actually, we're going to be showing a video that one of our committee members, Kei, has taken. Another a very popular tourist destination in Takayama is Morning Market. This is like to be considered as, there's what they like to call in Japan, it's one of the three major morning markets. The one in Takayama, however, is broken into two areas. One it's called the Jinmai, or right in front of the Takayama Jinya, the old administrative building. Another one nearby on the riverside called Miyakawa Morning Market as well. So Shiho-san, I have a question. I mean, these places, I understand, is very popular with tourists, but do the residents of Takayama also go shopping here?
Yeah, many people go there because they sell really good pickles, vegetables, fruits, with a reasonable price. So
okay.
Often, I love to go there. And I enjoy chatting with the oba-chan, the old ladies that sells. Yeah, it's really fun to talk with them. Yeah. I enjoy the way they talk with the Hida dialect.
Oh, with the Hida dialect. Okay. That's great. And another very popular tourist destination is the old neighborhood that surrounds the central part of the city, where the traditional buildings are preserved. And I think during the tourist season, you see a lot of people walking around, enjoying the scenery, probably taking a lot of pictures as well. And of course, food, lots of different food. And we're going to be showing we actually have a very special presentation about food of Takayama later on. So one of the most popular ones, the well-known, is the beef there. It's called the Hida beef. And there is a hoba. I think this is a plant, right? The Shiho. It's like you put it on the leaf. Oh, it's a leaf. Okay. With
Magnolia, I think.
Magnolia. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
And they put miso on it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And egg on it.
egg too.
Mhm.
And you have Takayama ramen. Ramen's very popular. Sake and midarashi dango. So these are mochi balls, right? Rice cake balls. Okay.
Mhm. It's really good.
What flavors do they come in?
Soy sauce.
Just soy sauce?
Usually mitarashi dango in Japan is sweet.
Mhm.
Sweet. But Hida mitarashi dango is really good because of this the soy sauce taste.
Okay, soy sauce taste. All right.
Mhm.
And the last one here, this one sort of caught my interest. Tsukemono steak as in pickled vegetables, right?
Tsukemono
steak.
Yeah.
Can you explain what it is in detail?
It's not a meat, as you can see.
There's no meat?
It's not no meat.
Okay.
Tsukemono is a pickles, right?
Yeah.
People use tsukemono pickles that is fermented well because at the end of the winter, pickles get really sour.
Sour, yeah.
Because the fermentations goes on. So sour pickles is kind of hard to eat without cooking. So they bake, they fried.
Yeah, put it over a frying pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then put some egg at the end.
Okay.
And it's really good. Good for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Three meals a day. All right.
It's really good. You have to try.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have some hesitation about putting tsukemono pickles to fry, but I guess I have some at home, so I'll give it a try. And you put egg on it.
Yeah, and it got to be sour though.
So it's got to be fermented. Yeah, it's got to be over fermented then. Okay, well that's something really new. I have never seen like that in Japan. So, all right. So okay, thank you very much. That sort of like wraps up the introduction to Takayama. And next, I'd like to show some videos that our colleague Kei has taken. But before that, I was just looking through some of the information out there about Takayama, and I find that because of they really actively promote tourism, that there are a lot of web pages that has great videos of the city itself. And this is one that I find, and I highly recommend people seeing it. It's called Hida Takayama, and it's in English. Everything's in English, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of YouTubers, video bloggers that have taken videos of the city and have done explanations. And like I said before, many of them are done in English. So maybe if you have a little bit of time, you could check it up. I put up the link as well as the QR code to link if somebody wants to see it. Yeah. And there's one that I sort of like caught my attention, and you could see it on the middle of the page, and they call it Takayama Discovery. And just notice there's a gentleman who's wearing a kimono walking across the bridge. Actually, this gentleman is the Japanese call him gaikokujin. He's a foreigner, but he's actually a Japanese national who, well, actually, he's a Swedish fellow, fell in love with Japan, came to Japan. He became a gardener. Then he became a naturalized Japanese citizen. And his name is Tatsuma Murasame, very, very traditional Japanese name. And so he was working as a gardener, but he's also a model. I think the Japanese word is talento, so model, acting, television personality, and he does a lot of these media things. And so they had him star in a short video introducing the sights and sounds and food of Takayama. And it's well done. It's professionally done. I believe the local television station was involved with the city to do it. Definitely worthwhile to check it out. Just the sights and the sounds, it's a lot better than what we do it. But one thing that I notice about the video and sort of bothers me is that I see this guy walking around the city wearing a kimono, like a formal kimono, and he hires a rickshaw to take him to a Japanese restaurant. Like a traditional Japanese, where he is served kaiseki ryori, or the Japanese course meal. And they use traditional cuisines, including one called shioburi, which is salted yellowtail fish caught during the wintertime. And remember I said Takayama used to be a place where it wasn't so accessible. So when they catch the fish, this is caught in the Sea of Japan, they had to salt the fish very carefully and ship it over to the mountain, and people would process this and they would cook it over the fire. And they're showing that, and I'm wondering, aren't they going a little bit overboard with the kimono and the rickshaw and the traditional Japanese food? So I don't know. What do you think, Shiho? Have you seen the video?
A little bit. I'm sorry, I haven't seen the whole thing, but yeah, I think it's possible
Really?
that can rent kimono and go to the restaurant with the rickshaw, maybe.
So you could actually do that. You could rent kimonos.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So you could rent, tourists can rent kimonos and walk around the town, hire a rickshaw.
Not very many people, but a lot of tourists takes rickshaw.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of drivers, I guess. There's a lot of rickshaw drivers there too that people could take. Okay. Well, that adds an experience to it. The trip there makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, my friend is the driver of the rickshaw.
Oh, okay. Does he speak English?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, well, that's that's something to do, I guess, go around the city and all of that. But all right, so we'll just go into our video. So you have all these professionally done videos done by people who are used to the craft, but this is Okuni Jiman. So usually we like to do videos which is more, we don't have any budget or anything like that. So it's really like something that's handmade, and I think that's what we take pride of if you have been following our scene. So this time, actually, we have Kei-san.
Hi.
Hi there. How's it going? Hello. If you remember that Kei-san, well, he is the team, part of our organizing committee, and he's in charge of a lot of the logistics and the IT. But Kei-san also appeared in our fourth video out of Hamamatsu in Shizuoka Prefecture. And when did you go to Takayama? いつ行きました？
11月。
Okay, last November. He took a trip from Hamamatsu, where he lives, to Takayama. And how did you get there? What did you do? どうやって行きました？
By car.
By car. Okay. And how long did it take you?
About four 4 hours.
4 hours. So it takes quite a long time to
Yeah.
take the car, even though it's, as the crow flies, it's relatively close. So this is November, so there's actually no snow at the moment. But now I'm going to pass over to Kei-san, and he's going to show the video that he took with his wife Kaho during their visit in Takayama. So please take it away.
皆さんこんにちは。21世紀藤野家の暮らしのネイヤです。そしてニーヤです。
よろしくお願いし
よろ
ます。
しくお願いします。今日はですね、なんと浜松からちょっと足を伸ばしまして、岐阜県の飛騨高山市に旅行に来ました。イエイイエイ。ね、飛騨高山は浜松よりも大きい町なので、そこにある今日は、花包丁さんにね、美味しいご飯を食べさせてもらいたいと思います。岐阜といえばね、飛騨牛とかいっぱい美味しいものがあるので、では早速行っちゃいましょう。ゴー。じゃあ本日はよろしくお願いします。
こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。
こちら花包丁の大下さんです。
よろしくお願いしま
お
す。
願いします。
花包丁ってどういったお店なんですか？
当店は日本料理のお店になりまして、もう10年に開業してからなるんですが、店主一人でと、
いいですね。
私、ちょっと、おかみとしてちょっと手伝いながらやってる、こじんまりとしたお店になります。
ね、お店の中もすごい素敵で、前の陣屋がすごい見えますね。
ありがとうございます。
今日は特別なお席をご用意していただけたということで、
そんなことないです。
ありがとうございます。
こちらこそごゆっくりしてってくだ
あ
さい。
りがとうございます。
ね、すごいいいね。ちょっと料理見るね。もう初っ端から飛騨牛の朴葉味噌焼きがね、目に留まったね。朴葉味噌って言って後で多分お話ししてくれると思うけど、朴葉っていう大きな葉っぱがあって、その上で味噌を焼くんだよね。私も詳しくよく知らないから、ちょっと今日はそれを楽しみにしてますよ。
天才になりますね。
わあ、
あります。
すごい。
すごい可愛い。開けてください。
じゃあ開けますね。よいしょ。すごい綺麗。
こちらがかきなますになりまして、こちらがカマスの塩焼きになります。あとこちらがエビのうま煮と、この上に散らしてあるのが紅葉のチップスと茶そばになります。すべてお召し上がりいただけますので。
ありがとうございます。
す。
いただきます。どういけばいい？美味しい。すごい美味しい。プリップリ。いやー、申し訳ない。ふわっふわ。
失礼します。
どうぞ。あ
お汁。
こちらズワイガニのお吸い物になります。
あ、すご
仲
い
良いうちに
ね。
お召し上がりください。
うわ、
ズワイガニだって、もうカニが美味しくなってくる季節だからね。
うわ、うまそう。
美味しそう。優しいお味。ネギがね、シャキシャキで。カニもいくね。カニが甘いよ。美味しい。
ちら本マグロの中トロと、こちらヒラマサですね。でこちらアオリイカのお刺身で、こちらがタチウオのちょっと炙ったものと、あとサーモンのお刺身になります。
ありがとうございます。
ああ、これで、あ、ステーキ。
歯ごたえもしっかりあってね、美味しい。タチウオの炙り、いくよ。うまっ。焼き目の香りがもう鼻にファー抜ける。
今さ
すごい、
ポキッとなった。
言ったもう手も折れるくらい
手がポキッとなった。
身もすごい上品、美味しい。とろける。
うまい。
美味しい。もうキングオブキングいく？
う
おお、こんな大きいよ、見て。
んすごいね。
めっちゃ大きい。中トロ。もう見るからに、うわ、霜降り、霜降ってるね。霜降ってるよ。いただきます。うまっ。歯茎だけでいける。
歯茎。歯がなくてもじゃなくて、歯茎だけでいける。
美味しい。もう溶けちゃった。あんなに大きかったのに。
すげえじゃん。
あっという間。いやー、美味しいです。油がすごいあってね。でもその油がくどくないの。美味しい。
すみません、失礼いたします。
うわ。
すごーい。
失礼します。
うわー、綺麗。
すごいの来たね。
こちら伊勢海老の黄身焼きになります。でこちら菊かぶらの甘酢漬けになります。
すごいね。
すごいですね。これって飾り包丁っていうか。
そうです。飾り包丁でイメージして。
すごい、こんな。
店名の由来もそういうとこからあるんです。包
あ
丁っていうのが。
そうなんですか。
はい。やはり日本料理っていうとやっぱすごく包丁使いまして、店主もかなり包丁たくさん持ってるのもあったり、店主とか料理長のことを業界用語なんですけど、花板っていう意味もあるので、ちょっとこういう花包丁っていう店名にはいなってます。
もうブリンブリン。うわ、香ばしい。すごい美味しいな。で噛んでると甘くってもうじわじわ出汁が出てくる。美味しい。これ見て、すごくない？この花びら一枚一枚。
ね。
菊の花かな。あ、美味しい。甘酢でつけたい。うわー、すごいすごいよこれ。いっぱいいっぱい。うまっ。うわー、この味噌っていうのかな、この香りが
ね。
ガツンとくるね。美味しい。
日本人こういうの好きなんだけどね。どうかな。日本人だけかな、口に合うのは。
いやーでも、いやこれはみんな
味噌。
そう世界共通だよ、この美味しさは。
ずっとなんか口になんかついてるね。
嘘。何つけてる？
わかんない、青のりみたいなのがついてる。
あらやだ、失礼しました。
青のりなんてなかったのに青のりついてる。
熱いのでお気をつけください。
ね、パチパチ音がすると思ったら王様が来た、王様が。
すいません、失礼
うわ、
します。
すごいよ。
うわー、すごい美味しそう。
うわ、美味しそう。はい、お願いします。
こちら飛騨牛の石焼きになります。味、味噌の味ついてますので、このまま 召し上がってください。
ありがとうございます。
いいね、こんなドキドキするジェンガは初めてだね。
なんだよそれ。
なんかどっから取ろうかなみたいな。
ジェンガに例えるんじゃね
なんかもうなんかそうどっから食べようかなって迷っちゃう感じがいいですね。
ちょっと下に押しても
大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫です。
じゃあピーマンと一緒にいただきます。おお、じゃがいもだった。
じゃがいもかこれ。じゃがいもね、上のは。
でも美味しい。美味しい。これいただきます。柔らか。
最高。
溺れる。美味しすぎて肉汁で溺れる。
おお。すごい。
飛騨牛の豆乳白味噌仕立ての鍋になります。でお好みでよかったら自家製の七味を入ってますので、それをちょっと振ってお食べください。
ありがとうございます。
飛騨牛なので、ちょっと火入るくらいで大丈夫だと思うので、
見てこれ。
うわ。
もう持っただけで柔らかさと美
やばいよ
味しさが伝わるこのお肉でね、これを
お野菜巻いてね。
その前に
いや、オッケー。そんぐらいでいい。全然いい。
本当？
うん。
じゃあいただきますね。
やばいっしょ。
なんかこんなまろやかなお肉食べたこと初めてかも。丸いね、なんか豆乳も相まってか。美味しい。
最高だな。
超美味しい。
うわー、すっごっ。
タイのハラミと、あと秋の栗、さつまいも、銀杏、炊き込みご飯です。
ありがとうございます。カホが人生で一番高級なお昼って言ってます。
本当ですか？
一番高級なお昼です。
本当です。そう言っていただけると、
幸せホルモンがもう体中を駆け巡ってます。ありがとうございます。
独特だね、表現が。
そうですか？
幸せホルモンが体中を駆け巡ってますって。
すいません、癖が強くて。
この後デザート。
ありがとうございます。
いただきます。
税の極みだね。
本当だね。秋凝縮いただきます。いい匂い。うおー。
よかったな。
おいしい。さつまいもめっちゃ甘い。甘くてしっとりしてて美味しいの。
松の実を使った茶菓子と、こちらかぼちゃのアイスになります。
締めのアイス。もうこういういいね。ちょっと待って、今日さ芋栗何件全部制覇した
そうだね。
ねえ。いやー最高。いやー締めはかぼちゃときましたか。最後です。
わあ、
抹茶。
抹茶。
正解回した方がいいかな。
回します。
いくよ。1、2、3。結構なお手前で。美味しい。ちょうどね、あったかい飲み物を飲みたいなって思っとったところにさーっと抹茶が来て、もう閉まりましたね。よーく閉まりました。高山陣屋跡、すごいね。 見て見て、徳川幕府、江戸時代の話だよこれ。江戸時代に政府の直轄の役所だったみたい。
はい。
ね、相当重要な基地だったんだね、ここも。今私たちここから入ったのかな。
うん。
で正面が玄関。
うん。ここだね。
うん。で奥に大広間があるんだって。行けるのかな。
行けるわ。行ってみようぜ。
おお。波の模様がある。
お、影山水。
お代官様って言うもんね。
うん。
その人が来とったね。あ、これ有名じゃん、花餅。
ほう。
だってさ、その高山とかって確かあれでしょ、雪がめっちゃ降って、
うん、
冬の間とかそのお花が咲かないから、
うん、
こうやってお餅をさ、
うん、
木の枝につけてさ、
あ、そうなの。
お花に見立てたんでしょ。
あ、そうなの。これ餅か。
正月飾りっていうね。
これ餅なんだ。
そう、お餅をねつけてるね。
でもなんかなかなか生かすじゃん。
綺麗だよ。なんかあられみたいで美味しそうじゃない。
生かす。
お餅だったら色もつけれるしね。
お、すごいね。
おお、お餅書。地位の高い役人が住むした部屋。はあ。だから何？今で言う何？あそこ霞が関みたいな。そんな感じ？
でも飛騨だからね。霞が関ではないんじゃない。
でもそういう偉い人たちが
県庁の県議会議員の席ぐらいじゃない。
あ、そんくらいか。わかりやすいね。
まあ天井もちょっと低いよね。
低いよね。
昔の日本人の身長ってそんなに高くなかったんだから。
でもやっぱあれだね、当たり前だけどパソコンじゃないね。
そりゃそうだ。こういうの見るとなんか日本っぽいよね。
いろり。寒い地域だからね。これらなくてはならんかったんよ。ねえ、いぐさの匂いすごくない？
すごいね。
はあ、いい匂い。このなんていうの、草餅みたいなさ、草のいぐさだよね、やっぱ。
日本人にしか分からない。
分かんないか。いい匂いなんだよな。ここ15時あるよ。広いね。大事なお客さん呼んで接待したんじゃね。お代官様っつってお主もあるよの。すごい出土した。すごい漬物とかつけたんかな。
すげえ。
こっちはもうなんか味噌とかそういうレベルの大きな樽だね。そこで女中山中の住み込みで働いてる女の人がここに来る人の全員分のご飯を変えたんだろうね。こういうのにさ、ちょこーんと料理がちょっとずつ乗っててさ、杯でククククって飛騨の美味しい酒を飲んだんだね。
すごいね。
悪い人が吟味されるとこやって。
ああ、檻にと捕まえかけて座らされるの、ここに。
でも結構ちゃんとなんていうの、温かみのある檻だね。鉄格子じゃないじゃん。そうでしょ。すごい小さくない？昔の人の甲冑。
横に並んでみ。そこちょっと分かんないから。そこじゃとってなんだよ。
ほら、わかる？私165センチなんだけどさ。
なんかちっちゃいよね、この人ね。
ちっちゃいね、この人。
マジガチでちっちゃいじゃん。赤ちゃん？
やっぱ150センチぐらいしかなかったんだよね、当時。そうでしょ。
150センチ
ぐらいじゃないの。150から160の間でしょ、みんな。鷹の爪。
この鷹の爪って何に使うんですか？
料理に使うのかな。
料理？
料理に使ったり、まあネットに入れて米びつ入れたりね。
あ、米びつ入れたりね。はい、ありがとうございます。どうも。すごい気持ちいい。 麗だね。夏暑いじゃん、飛騨って。夏暑くて冬寒いからさ、こういう水を多分希釈で取って打ち水すんだよね、夏は。あそこにある。甘酒ソフトクリームとかもある。
お、いいね。
いいね。どうする？でも甘酒飲みたくない？やっぱり。
甘酒飲んで。
じゃあ甘酒一つ。はい。ありがとうございます。なんかちょっと色がついてるね。
お、本当だ。
いただきます。身も心も温まりますよ、皆さん。
大野屋。
本当だね。これなんですよ。高山の味噌は赤味噌がね有名で、こんな感じの色なの。
赤いね。
そうで、ちょっと塩辛いのが特徴。
でもさ、ちょっと待ってよ。これさ、外国の人がさ見たら赤だとは思わないんじゃない？
確かに。ブラック？ブラウン？
ブラウン？
でも味噌は全部ブラウンだね。
そうだな。
でもなんかこういう風に色が濃いの。美味しい。このそうそう、これブレンドさせてたの、さっき。でこれを1個ずつね買いますよと。でこれ1つずつ。はい、ありがとうございます。あと甘酒1杯ください。はい、1杯ください。はい。美味しそう。
そこら中に観光地が散らばってるんですが、大体どこでも
あれだよね。焦げた匂いがする。しょっぱい。ここの団子はしょっぱいの。おいしい。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Kei.
ありがとうございます。
The video makes me hungry.
日本語で申し訳ないんですけど、僕が作った動画なのに、なんか、もう一回見てめちゃくちゃ楽しかったです。自分自身。もう一回言ったみたい。
So, even though I was the one who took the video and made the movies, it was really, really fun to watch and makes me want to go back there again. Thank you. Kei-san, ありがとうございます。Yeah. Shiho-san, do you have a comment after the video?
I'm so hungry. Yeah. Yes, I enjoyed the video very much. Thank you, Kei-san.
Is there anything else, any other food would you recommend? There are a lot of foods, but 他になんか料理とか、like,
There's so many.
大福、いちご大福とか、和菓子
Japanese sweets? Yeah.
Japanese sweets, yeah. 高山ラーメン。
Ramen. Yeah, that was on there. What does it taste like? What's different? What do they use for broth? スープは何使ってるんですか？
スープ、醤油です。醤油、
Soy sauce based? Shoyu based?
Yeah, but with the chicken, I think.
鶏ガラ。
Okay. So they use chicken stock instead of, let's say, pork or something else. Okay, chicken stock.
So good.
What about the topping? トッピングは
チャーシュー
Okay, so stewed pork, yeah.
チャーシューってなんて言うんですかね、英語で。
Stewed pork, I think. 煮込んだ豚肉か。Okay, so food.
確かに。
Is there any other tourist spots that you would recommend going when you're in Takayama?
Takayama.
Yeah, Shiho. Yes, yeah.
Okay. There are many places, but I would recommend to go to Kusakabe Mingekan. Do you know? It's a Kusakabe Folk Museum.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a folk museum with it's in a very old traditional house, wooden
Mhm.
house.
Mhm.
And I think it's one of the best wooden work in Hida.
Woodwork,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The carpenters of Hida is very famous in Japan that time. And like Kyoto buildings are mainly built by Hida carpenters. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's got
then
some pictures, yeah.
yeah, and the best carpenter built the Kusakabe Mingekan.
Mhm. The folk museum,
Mhm.
yes. Okay.
Really beautiful.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. If there's any questions, anybody has a question, please use the chat. I think we got about 5 more minutes. If there's any questions or comments or, oh, maybe in the meantime, I'll just ask you this question, Shiho. Since this is the Okuni Jiman, it's something that you're proud of, your hometown, what would you say, what are you proud of?
Well, I'm proud of Yo no Bi. Do you know anyone the word
Yo no Bi.
Mhm. It's the beauty of youth.
Okay.
Mm. Many folk arts
Mhm.
like lacquerware, well, woven clothes
Mhm.
and pottery, all these things with the craftsmanship. It's really beautiful, and then people use it on a daily life.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. That's what I really like about Takayama.
Mhm.
The quality of living is very high, I think.
Mhm.
Mm.
Do you find similarities, differences between Takayama and Ehime? Well, I guess weather is one thing, especially during the winter time.
Well, there's no snow, almost no snow in Matsuyama.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of snow in Takayama.
Mhm.
And festival.
Festival.
Takayama festival is really beautiful.
Mhm.
And I miss festival a lot.
Mhm.
And Bon dance
Oh,
over here,
okay.
really nice too.
Mhm. So this is happening when is the festival held? The big festival.
Takayama festival is held in April. No, April, the end of April. And can you see me?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Something's wrong here.
And
Mhm.
いつだったかな、秋 in spring and autumn.
Spring and autumn.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody has a comment? I think. So I guess we'll wrap it up. It's an hour taken. Do you have a final word you'd like to say about Takayama, Shiho-san?
Takayama. Yeah, yeah, if you go there, you can enjoy a lot of things. And yeah, I want people to enjoy Takayama at least a lot. And then it takes at least a week to enjoy because there are many things to enjoy. Yeah.
I would imagine not only the city, but the surrounding countryside, the mountains. So there seems to be a lot of things to do in Takayama.
Mhm.
It's just not just not culture or tradition, but
Mhm.
nature as well, being a big city, big wide open city too. So
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's and it's more accessible now than ever before.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Shiho-san.
You're welcome. I
Okay.
enjoyed
All right, thank you. Really enjoyed the time together. So we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to ask Sammy Takahashi from the Chamber of Commerce to say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Good morning, good evening, everyone. 皆様、こんにちは。そしてこんばんは。Hope you enjoyed today's Okuni Jiman I Love My Hometown event on Hida Takayama Gifu Prefecture. 本日の奥国自慢岐阜県飛騨高山編をお楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。This event was only made possible with some key people involved in it. 今回のイベントは数人の中心になって動いていただいた方々のおかげで実現しました。First of all, special thanks go to Kei and Kaho Fujino, who drove all the way up from Hamamatsu to Takayama. まずはわざわざ浜松から、高山までドライブしていっていただいた藤野圭さん、カホさんに、お礼を申し上げます。
ありがとうございます。楽しかった
見てくだ
です。
さい。ありがとうございます。Special thanks also go to Chikako Oshita and her husband, who are the owners of Hana Hocho, a very authentic Japanese restaurant in Takayama. Chikako is one of my former students who study at my school in Vancouver as well. 次に高山にある伝統的な懐石料理店花包丁の押田千佳子さんとご主人に、感謝を申し上げます。押田千佳子さんは、バンクーバーで英語を勉強していらっしゃった時の私の学校の教え子の一人です。I want to also thank Yuki Mori of Takayama City Hall's Overseas Strategic Department, as well as Shiho Inoue, who helped Mas Watanabe host today's Okuni Jiman event at the last minute. 最後に、高山市、海外課の、森幸様、そして、司会進行で、増渡辺を、急遽手伝っていただいた井上志保さんにお礼を申し上げます。We are going to have future presentations in Okinawa and Hokkaido this spring. この春には沖縄と北海道のお国自慢を予定しています。Hope to see you all again at the next お国自慢 event. Thank you. それでは次回のお国自慢、イベントでまたお会いしましょう。ご視聴ありがとうございました。Thank you.